Good morning. Welcome back to Fishing with Capt and Sharky. This is the first week of September. September, that brings the big female reds in. What a time we're going to have this month. Don't forget, you want to drop that weight right on the bottom. You want to make sure that bait stays on the bottom. The best way to do that is with a large egg sinker, maybe a 5/0 to an 8/0 circle hook, maybe a bead, and then a piece of fluorocarbon, maybe 60 to 30 pound test, somewhere in there. But the most important thing with fishing them big female reds is you want to stay on the bottom. The best time to catch it is at slack tide, either going out or slack tide coming in, and fish it right through the slack tide. Once that current starts moving, it's going to be a little difficult to hold the bait on the bottom. You can add more weight if you want, but let's remember that these are our breeder fish and we need to get them back in the water as soon as possible. So take them out, get your shot, take your pictures, but get it back in the water as soon as possible and revive it. That's for the big breeder reds. September brings us extremely high tides. We're going to have flood tides this week, especially early in the morning and late in the afternoon. So fishermen and fisherwomen, don't forget, take advantage of those flood tides. That grass, that Spartina grass, is going to be holding redfish. They're going to be up in the grass tailing. Their heads down and their tails up. They're going to be in there gorging themselves. And this is a perfect opportunity to sneak up onto them and do a little fly fishing or maybe some sight casting. I have a couple of items I'd like to show you here. This is one of my favorite baits to use. It's an artificial crab, and you can see I've got it rigged weedless. And of course you can add a little scent onto it, but the most important thing with using baits like this is you got to accurately cast it. Try not to hit the fish, either lead the fish or go past them. This is what they call a weedless crab. And then of course we have a couple other baits. One of them is of course the weedless shrimp. This is just a regular shrimp, metal flake, gold. I put scent on it. But when you drag it through the Spartina grass, there's no hanging up. This is a really good item because they're in there feeding on that. And it's got a weight right here below it. So that keeps the head down. You pop that in front of that redfish or that sheephead that's in that grass. And here's another favorite item. This is what a lot of the pros use. This is one of my favorite baits in the grass. And it's called a tube. And I've got it also weighted and baited weedless. Now when you pull this through the grass, it acts like an insect, a crustacean. And I also fill the tube area in here with scent. So this is a really good bait. You get in front of that redfish, let it sit for a little bit. When you see him get close to it, just wiggle it. Just wiggle it a little bit like that, and he'll snatch that right up. And then of course you need to set that hook. But these will not get hung up in that Spartina grass. The other thing is the Old Faithful gold spoon. This is a old-timer favorite for just about all fishermen. This thing here really works well. They come in different sizes, and you can also tag a little curly bait or maybe a little twist tail coatee on the end. But this flashy bait in the grass set up with a weedless barb is a go-to bait for redfish in the Spartina grass. The other thing I wanted to show you was when I was talking about the big redfish, the big females. This is the circle hook that I recommend. It's a 7/0. Of course, you can go 5/0, 6/0, 7/0, or 8/0 hooks. But that weight, you see what I'm talking about? It's a big one. This is an 8-ounce weight. So you're going to have your main line come down to a swivel. You're going to have a glass bead. And then you're going to have your fluorocarbon leader. I'd say 30 inches. And then you're going to have your slip weight slide on, and then this circle hook at the end. And the reason why we're using this circle hook, guys and gals, is because we want to turn that redfish loose. We don't want to harm them. Those J hooks are going to be swallowed, go into the stomach, and there's no turning them loose. They're going to have damage. This hook will always be in the corner of the mouth. So I recommend using the circle hooks for the big female reds. Now, also this week I'd like to tell you that the speckled trouts are still running good on top water early in the morning, as well as the redfish. But right now we're having mackerel and big jack crevalles showing up at the inlet mouths and the creek mouths. So don't forget that. Those bluefish can be very delicious if you bleed them and treat them correctly and put them on ice as soon as you catch them. So until next week, let's remember, you can't catch the fish if you're sitting on the couch. So get out there and have some fun. This is Captain Sharky. Until next week.